I think one of the key things was considering the creation process as an ongoing, lifelong process, rather than, you become an artist. So if you make it as a process, it means that people can engage at any level, can enter in at any level, and have a right to be there at any level. So looking at education and learning and development from that very broad perspective. That said, it's also giving people the opportunity to see the process of art making. So Valerie was talking about sort of the open classroom or open studio process, where people can come in as an audience member, kind of, but see the process of the art or the theater or the music, rather than just the end product. Because when people see the whole process of something, they might not see themselves on the stage, but then they see the process and they go, wow, that lighting stuff is really cool. Or the building sets is really interesting. But you don't usually see the process of that. So it's like deconstructing some of that in a way that really makes it just more accessible to people. And I think accessibility was an issue that we came across, connections and access. And looking at the whole level from childhood, from very young children to adults, and realizing, and elders, that there might be in the skill sharing generally, and mentoring was another really key theme that came up. And that there are folks who are mature artists who maybe are in retirement, don't create art anymore, but are wonderful resources to be mentors. There are also 15-year-olds that are learning something about hip-hop music that can be mentors to 13-year-olds. So it's not just in the conventional mentoring of the elder supports the youngin, but that we actually have these mentoring relationships. And sometimes the youngin can teach the elders something about communications and new media. So it's like making the intergenerational relationships really dynamic. So there are a lot of that in terms of the mentoring and skill sharing. And Brenda from St. Lawrence College was really excited about, and she's leaving today, she had to leave early, just started already, to do an artist in residence. So she is the coordinator of residences at St. Lawrence College, and having once a month, having artists come in from the community and just featuring their art and interacting with the students. So she was really excited about that. But I think it's bringing it into the new spaces, as we're talking about, thinking about, wow, that is a space to bring art to people. Who is there, and that accessibility and all those barriers were discussed, and it was a key thing about bringing the learning, the educational experiences. Yeah, people will go to Agnes, and that's a wonderful thing, or people will come to certain destination spots to have experiential learning, but to bring it to where people live, bring it to their homes, bring it to their communities, and that small scale is okay, that it doesn't have to be reaching 100 people or 200 people, that 5 people in someone's living room learning how to do felting is worthy. Let's see, I think the last thing I'll talk about, but there's so much more to say, was Kingston is not a community, and we love that it was building arts communities. So we had all kinds of ways to define communities. There's the geographical part of the communities. So it's like, how do we have the West talking to the East, or the downtown talking to the North End? How do we have people from different communities? The bridges, what bridges do we need in terms of education, arts education, and bridges into the school systems, that sort of thing. So there was so much more to say. I guess one other example of bringing the opportunity for people to learn, especially artists, first of all. Collaboration Kingston happened a while ago, where a bunch of artists, 16 artists, got together. They drew names from a hat, and then they were to collaborate and create art together. Like, that's an amazing experience, having more intentional ways that people are doing that, and also just the kind of the families, just really the accessibility for everybody, that you can enter in at any point, I guess, rather than it seeming like something that's a barrier or beyond a regular, everyday person to participate, because most of us are kind of regular, everyday people. Thank you.
Wendy, Perkins, thank you very much.